Hello, welcome to the Live Reality Games podcast. My name is Steven, and I'm back today with more Survivor BC post-season content from the most recent season, the Golden Age. Today, I'm here with Austin. Austin is a three-time Survivor BC veteran. He is also the 10th place finisher. He made the merge, but was cut short of making the jury. I'm here today talking all about his game and his experience. Austin, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Steven. Thanks for having me. I am down to actually talk about my game for once. It's been the third season, so yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of viewers like to know what the heck is going through that guy's head.
Well, I feel like when you play, like to embody the wild card mentality. Is that true?
I do. I like to keep my options open. I don't like to let anyone kind of know what I'm going to do. Yeah, exactly what you said, the wild card option, which is really bad in a game and a bad ally. That's a really bad option to have. So from going from season 5 to season 8, I had to switch things up a little bit. Well, like be perceived as switching things up. Season 5, I obviously was the person who dumped my tribe's food in the fire. And I had this like head-to-head matchup versus Tyler. And I wanted to run with the girls in that season. Obviously, that didn't work out. But this season, I definitely wanted to seem more loyal. I wanted to come in and say, I've changed, because, when you go into a season with seeing vets and people that and they know how you play this chaotic gameplay, why would you want to work with me? I had to come in this season, and I don't know if it would be my last season of Survivor BC but for now, I would think I would take I was kind of an alternate coming into this season. I was kind of scared coming in, to be honest, because I just know I'm a chaotic player. I know people see me as a chaotic player. Let's get rid of this guy. No one wants to be with someone who's like gonna dump or wild card, like you said. So I had to change things coming into the season. I wanted my appearance to change, how I was like perceived, which I think I did a really good job at. Thinking that people I wanted to be this more loyal character coming into this season. That was number one. Number two, I still wanted to bring some sort of chaoticness to my game. And number three, I've always, in my previous seasons, I feel like my tribal councils, I get so nervous and I just don't know what to say. Like Gyro will talk and I had no idea what to say. I wanted to make things more crazier and something more better for viewers and just for myself, because I feel like that was one of my game where I struggled, I feel like, during Tribal Council. And I wanted Tribal Council to just be more fluent and that's where I feel like in Survivor, some of those best players during Tribal Council, they come out. So that's what I was trying to do this season. And I tried, it was weird because I'm really bad on camera, but when the camera is around me and I'm just doing my thing, I'm pretty good. But when the camera is on one-on-one confessionals, I just couldn't talk to the camera. I'm just I need someone just not having it right in my face kind of thing. I get just nervous and I don't tell them what I'm actually thinking. It's really weird. So I feel like a lot of my gameplay wasn't actually shown on camera, to be honest, because I kept on switching up my plays and stuff. So
do you feel it's gotten easier to handle going in for a third season, or even after third season? Was it easier to handle this past game?
Um, I still I noticed during my one-on-one confessionals, and there was one. I remember there was this one instance. I was getting really nervous. The camera's right on me, and I was just like talking in circles. I was talking about. I have no idea what I was talking about, to be honest, and it was definitely nothing to do with the game. I was like, oh my god, what am I doing with this? But I think it has got a little better. I just I just know myself. I'm like one-on-one on cameras. I'm not the greatest, but like when I'm just in my like going, just go, 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 kind of like talking to other people and stuff and camera work around me, then I'm pretty good. Like I'm not phased out by the camera. So yeah.
Talking about you wanted to kind of change people's perception of you and how people thought of you. What were your plans to do that coming into the game?
So actually, I was actually planning to come into the season and get injured, even if it was because I wanted to take that target off my back. Like people perceive as me as a threat just because of my appearance, my physical appearance. So if I came into the season, get injured, even though I got injured, so I didn't have to act really. I didn't really have to act about that one.
This is a careful what you ask for kind of moment.
Yeah, right. So I was just like, oh no, I actually got injured. I don't I don't have to like appear as weak or whatever. Um, so that was one thing. I just wanted to make it look like I'm super loyal, like which I was to certain people, and I kept on saying those things like I'm not chaotic, I am loyal. I was just telling people that over and over again, and just so because people just like, are you gonna do some crazy shit, Austin? And I just had to remind people that kind of thing. And then also, just I wanted the other tribe to make sure, like when I went into challenges or whenever we went. It's like standing on the mats or whatever. I wanted to like look like I'm kind of out of place. I'm like kind of sad and like, is he okay? Like that's what I wanted the other tribe to think of me as like, oh no, like, and I was trying to perceive that like, is he okay? Like, and I was like just sad all the time and just like not myself. And I wanted to put that out there. Like that's what I was acting. So that was what I was going for at least.
So, was there any other way you prepared for the game? Having played a couple times, is there anything else you
I
worked
did
on?
puzzles. I did some slide puzzles. I learned how to do a slide puzzle.
Nice.
I couldn't do a slide puzzle now, so that's interesting. I did what is it? The the Tower of Hanoi. I know how to do that. I was doing a lot of the puzzles and stuff, and seeing if I can go a little faster and stuff. That's the only. I guess running. I went for runs. I like to run, so that was a little bit of the only kind of factors. And I just like I don't know. I guess playing Catan. That's I like my strategy games.
So you arrive at the game. You're blindfolded for some period of time. The blindfold's revealed, and you can see the cast around you. What were your first thoughts on seeing this cast?
Oh shit. Yeah, like I didn't expect so many returnees. And there was I just was like in my head a lot. I was really shy. I wanted to play the shy role. Like I wanted to feel like there were like I was when I came into the season, I was like trying to it was true. I was like, I feel like I lost a lot of my, like I was super social, like in the last couple of years. And then this pandemic happened. And then I feel like I lost like my ability to be super social. And it took a little bit of time for me to progress through this game or whatever. And so I was a little like hesitant and super nervous at the start of the game, to be honest. And like my anxiety was like freaking going crazy the first day. But yeah, no, the cast was it was a really great cast. So well done at that. But yeah, I couldn't even really think when I was like, oh shit, oh Stevie, oh my god, Jenny, oh my god, Taylor, oh my god, all these people, oh, like I haven't been with so many people all at once in like so long. So it was really like emotional, I guess. I was really emotional, and I was just keeping myself a lot of the time. I was letting a lot of other people talk. I didn't want to seem like, even though that's how I felt, this big social threat right off the bat. So,
well, let's talk about the returning players. You're one of 6 returning players in a cast of 16. Were you looking to work with the returning players, work with the new players? Like, what was your initial thoughts of what you're going to do with all these other returning players?
My thoughts was I'm always going to have a door open for any single person. You're shooting yourself in the foot if you're already thinking about not working with any single person. You know what I mean? You're like, I'm not going to work with this person. Well, then you're kind of eliminating your options. You know, it's kind of stupid. But yeah, no, I was open to work with vets and newbies. So.
One thing that's interesting of the returning players, you're the earliest I saw returning player, right? You played seasons 4 and 5. Taylor's from 6, and all the other players played together in season 7. Was that something in your head at all?
No, all vets are vets, man. Like you respect them. They've played, you know. I didn't really think about into that a little bit. I knew I've hung out with some people outside of the game, so it was like, okay, like it didn't really matter. Vets were vets to me. Newbies were newbies.
So the tribes are broken up into broken the 2 different tribes of 8 people. You are in the blue tribe, the Semiamu tribe. With you are 2 of the returnees, Stevie and Jenny. Additionally, you have Joanna, Jessica, David, Brandon, and Braden L with you. Thoughts on this initial composition of players?
Stevie, I feel like I had a really good relationship going into with Stevie because I actually played an org with him. And then I've watched his season. Mm-hmm. Jenny, I feel like I became actually pretty good friends outside of like one of the closer Survivor friends of mine. So I was like, okay, that's cool. And then Braden L, I've played a couple minis with before, so I knew a little bit of Braden, but I knew he's chaotic like me, and he's voted me out like right away before, and I'm just like, oh no. So I was really skeptical of Braden L right off the bat. Brandon seemed like a really cool person, very social, someone I definitely vibed off right off the bat. David, he seemed like a really quirky guy, someone I could work with possibly. Joanna seemed like very straight to the point, really good at eye contact, I noticed. And if you're going to talk to her and be straight with her, you got to like talk to her eye to eye kind of thing. And then the one thing about Joanna, she was she knew her players inside and out, and it scared the shit out of me because
like Survivor BC players.
Yeah, she knew me. I was telling my tribe like the first day, I was like, by the way, my actual name is not Austin. And then Joanna finished it, it's Marcus. And I was like, what the fuck? This is scary, man. This is not good, right? I'm like, oh no. She knows like exactly who I am, what I've done. Oh, she mentioned right away to my tribe that I was the guy who dumped the food. I'm like, oh no, this is not a good start. Like I was like already shy at this point, and I was just like, oh no, this is not good. Joanna, stop taking my game. and then Jess, someone definitely was open to working with. Yeah, so those are I kind of went through all the people.
So we start with an opening challenge where you're playing Steal the Bacon Whip, but for your luggage. And you mentioned at the start, like, you want to come up, pretend to get injured, play up. Unfortunately, you have this actually happen when you go head-to-head against Jamie.
Yeah, so first of all, going into the challenge, I personally hate tackle sports. I'm like a teddy bear. I do not like to. I don't like the hands-on kind of thing. That's just not me. But I know it's Survivor when you have you're fighting for your tribe. I honestly I was gonna lose. Like there was no way I was gonna win that challenge. And same with my whole tribe. We were the underdogs of this season, this blue tribe. I feel like there was so with the Jamie thing, so I feel like the only thing I could beat him by is speed, but like if he got to me, there was no way getting like I had no chance. I literally had no chance. It's not even fair. I could only beat him by speed, and like I'm not the super fastest person. I'm more of like a long distance runner. So, but I fought hard for my tribe because, like I just saw Jenny and Jess give it their all, bloody nose, scrapes on their body. These girls were like, like I had to show my part, even though that I don't like contact sports at all. I still had to do my part and give Jamie at least a run for his money. And even though I was gonna lose no matter what, and like him hurting me, I was like that was, I didn't expect it because I was planning to get hurt anyways. I was actually thinking of like trying to like, I have a chipped tooth on my thing. I was gonna pretend that like, oh, you chipped my tooth or something. That was my plan going into it. Something like Amos did. He like chipped his tooth.
The long-standing BC tradition.
Yeah, so I was gonna go in and just be like, yeah, he chipped my tooth, and then I think people would have said, oh, we can't get rid of him because he put his body on his line. He got. I think Jess got like bloody nose. Oh, we can't get rid of her. Mm-hmm. I hurt my back, even though I did hurt my back. Like I had to play it. Like, yeah, I'm still physical fit to be in this game, but like it still hurts, But that was my tactic. But even though I actually did get hurt, it sucked because my back was spazzing the entire freaking game, and it was tough at times.
How was the recovery? How was the recovery period post game?
I should have went to a chiropractor, I felt like, but I asked my dad because he was a physiotherapist for a while. He said just wait it out. He's like, he doesn't believe in chiropractors, so he's like, wait it out. Honestly, I kept on, because of Home Depot, we do a lot of heavy lifting, and I kept on re-agitating it. I was like, shoot, are you kidding me? But maybe in the last like 2-3 months, it's just gone, and I'm just like, thank God, I got it back again.
So you don't end up winning your bag. Very few people in the tribe end up winning your bag. The other tribe wins reward. Talk me through the rest of that first day before you get to probably your favorite night ever on the show.
So let me say, like, going in, I talked to Stevie right away, and I was like, we just made kind of Jenny, like we made eye contact. We didn't really need to speak until day 2 kind of thing. I made like eye contact with them. We kind of like got each other through the eyes right away. And then at nighttime when people were kind of looking for money, and people were kind of by the camp. We had to pick up, I believe it was 20 pieces of garbage, and we would get money for our tribe or whatever. So I was like, that's a great way to go meet someone. So while everyone was back at camp, and I had Stevie and Jenny already, like, like we had this eye contact. I kind of trust you, kind of vets to vets kind of here. I'm getting this one-on-one time with Brandon, and I'm like, you keep me safe, I'll keep you safe, and I mean it. And like we did like this shake, and I was very I wanted to play this loyal game, and I was very true to that with Brandon, and I really wanted to work with him. He told me right off the gate he knew Jamie on the other tribe. He was pretty much throwing Jamie under the bus a lot of the time, but I was like, okay, that's interesting. Thanks for bringing it up. But I really got this, like, we're gonna watch each other's backs moving forward. That was night one. For like actually the environment, that was the worst night I've ever experienced on Survivor BC.
And you played 12 days of Survivor BC at this point.
Yeah, it was freezing. Yeah, it was really. I know there was another Survivor BC the night I got voted out on season 5 when I dumped the food. And it was rainy and cold and wet. I feel like that day could have been, but I didn't experience it. And it probably was worse for that tribe because I dumped their food. So screw you guys. Sorry, Tyler. But no, this was definitely the worst night I experienced. It was freezing. Brandon was on the one side. I was on the other side. And I did bring like those little small towels. It was like any warmth we can. I was just trying to help the tribe, but we were freezing. I was on the outside. I did not, like, my legs were just, I was wearing shorts. I was wearing a t-shirt. I think I was wearing a sweater, but like I was shivering. I think I slept for, and honestly, like probably a good 2 minutes. Like it was bad. And I was so exhausted the next morning. So exhausted.
Well, the next morning you go to your first reward challenge, and this is actually before that you have the first Island of Ages, and so your tribe has to choose one player to go to the Island of Ages, and your tribe ends up choosing Stevie to go, and then he comes back and tells your tribe what happens.
Yeah. So I was okay with Stevie going. At the time, I think it was going to be a challenge. I feel like we were going to be playing for an idol clue, or an idol, or like or sleeping bags or something. I just knew it. If I went, I would have played. I was going to be to play this loyal Austin game. I would have totally brought the sleeping bags. I experienced the worst day of my Survivor BC career. I would have totally. I think it would have been a dumb move not to bring your sleeping bags back. And I wanted to. Yeah, I would have done the exact same thing. But yeah, Stevie was a good pick to represent the tribe. He's good at challenges. So I think it was the safe move. And I didn't want anyone, people would probably question me, oh, Austin, but yeah, I definitely would have done the same thing as Stevie if I won. But yeah, I was okay with Stevie going. I think Jenny made it apparent, like she really, I think like Stevie needs to go, blah blah. I know Jenny, and just like those two were so tight, like so fast, and it was so apparent. Everyone saw it, it was just fine, but it was like, oh yeah, you see that? I see that too. Like it was like they were super tight, close to the hip.
If they were becoming a duo so early, were you thinking like, oh shoot, I'm the odd man out, who am I gonna become close with?
No. Well, I already had Brandon. like I was looking for. I already established something with him. Stevie and I did have a really good relationship, but I know he is a big threat. I do know he's a big threat. And I knew I was getting all the tea through Stevie. I knew there was a girls' alliance forming. It was apparent, came to me. I was knowing all the details through Stevie. I didn't need to know. And great. Now I know there's a girls' alliance. Perfect. This is exactly what I need to know. And I kind of just used the information from that night one or whatever, or day one or whatever. So I knew there was a girls' alliance already. I knew Stevie was close with Jenny. I was even close with Stevie. I was close with Jenny. I kind of knew where the cards were. I was close with Brandon. David, I feel like he was in his own little planet, just cracking jokes on the side. But yeah, that's what I was, yeah.
So you go to your first reward challenge, and this is the Survivor Mixer Challenge, where everyone has a box with items in it. You're asking if the other tribe has the items to try to make a match. Kind of go fish.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Your tribe does not end up winning this challenge.
Yeah. I remember briefly this challenge. Yeah, it was we lost, and then what did they win? I don't even know what they won.
I think they got their sleeping bags.
They got their sleeping bags? Okay. So yeah, I was like, oh no, not this losing tribe again I'm on. I can't afford this. Like,
yeah.
This is season 5 all over again. Are you kidding?
Some of the Amu kind of have had this. You felt like you're underdogs, correct?
Yes, 100%. Especially losing back to back right off the bat. These guys were bigger. Like Andrew's a beast. Like this guy's like big. He's athletic. Like he is fast. Like Andrew is the total dominant physical beast. Jamie, big. This like I had no chance in the first challenge. It was like, yeah. But yeah, we were definitely like, it was David versus Goliath, I feel like.
So your second reward challenge ends up much better for you. This is this challenge comes up to the very end, and like I remember it's like you have to take the marbles, do a bunch of stuff with the marbles, and they have to go back to the camera to see if you all do, and you end up eking out the victory at the end for the reward.
Yeah, I remember that one. We were losing by like 3 marbles or something, like, and we just pulled it out. I volunteered for like the catching, I believe. I was catching the marbles, and I'm like, I'm doing a pretty good job, you know, like I got the easy. I purposely went into the challenges not wanting to stick out. Even though like near the end, I didn't want to be a puzzle person, just because, even though I do like puzzles, I don't know how fast I'm at them, but I think I could be in the average. I put myself in average. Like I could do a puzzle with someone. I definitely could do a puzzle. There are definitely a higher tier of people that would be able to do it faster than me, but I definitely could do a puzzle. And I just didn't want to, you know, put myself in a spot where I'm gonna screw up, you know. So, even though it did hit me at one point, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, no, definitely the early in the game stages, I'll catch marbles, easy peasy for me at least. Like other people might have struggled with it. I made sure.
How did winning this reward? Because I think you all got pizza as a result of this, if I'm correct. Like, how did this kind of change things around camp?
Honestly, it was great. Like, I feel like okay, you guys, we got this. You know, especially for like if we lost that, I don't know. We needed something. We definitely needed something. We need some fire under our bellies. You know, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I could have like that was a very key challenge, I feel like. And I feel like Stevie winning the sleeping bags was like, it was very like, oh, we lost, but Stevie won. We lost, but we won, like it wasn't, Stevie did a really good job with winning. That helped us out too. So
At this point, when you're looking at your tribe, do you have an idea of who you'd like to vote out first?
no, I when I don't need to, I don't want to disinclude anyone until I need to make a decision. I don't want to make a decision until I know I'm going to tribal. That's when my head will start gearing and going. And like I was seeing all the dimensions, like Brandon and I were close, Jess, Joanna and Jenny were close. Obviously, Stevie and Jenny were close. And then I also had this a really good personal relationship with Stevie, and then a pretty good, strong relationship with Jenny. So yeah.
Had you heard rumors of any certain players kind of their names being thrown out there yet?
I knew like David and Brandon were throwing out Joanna's name pretty early. I think Joanna's name was mostly out there. And then when we lost, have we hit immunity yet?
No, we haven't.
No, we haven't. No, okay, yeah.
Okay. So we'll get there in a couple minutes. So the next thing that happens is Joanna goes to the Island of Ages. Okay. And what happens when she comes back?
Oh yeah, Joanna, she tells this long, like, I think she was talking for about maybe like 7-8 minutes of, I have no idea what she was just blabbing out her mouth. Like I was just looking at her and she's blah. Like I was like seeing like, what are you talking about, Joanna? Like I was running in circles and like gears, and I was just seeing all these gears and like floating around. I was so lost. And people were like, oh yeah, I believe that. And I'm like, you sure? Like I have no idea what she just said. Like I was skeptical of what she said. Like I understand, like she definitely was saying like she got all these negative or she was just saying pretty much that Will had all these negatives to get a positive, which was the immunity, which she did tell me right away. I don't know how some people didn't understand it. Like I didn't understand it at first, but then someone explained it to me and I was like, okay, I get it. So I was like, all right, yeah, she's being truthful. Like, all right, yeah.
So this takes you to your first actual immunity challenge. This immunity challenge is a multi-step challenge. What part of the challenge did you do?
Was this the one where I did the cups?
I remember, yeah, at one point there's a bunch of cups you have to balance as you have to move it across from point A to point B, and then it goes to the dominoes, then it goes to the
I was the first roll. I was against the Beast. Andrew. Yeah, I was against the Beast. And I like the first one, like he's like I put the cups a certain way, like stacking, they had to be a certain way. And I was going back and he's like, Austin. I was like, shoot, what did I do? I was making the stack the wrong way. I was like, oh no. So I was already behind. But it didn't really matter because it all mattered on the dominoes. And that was when it was David versus Will. And then we got to choose Will to do the domino thing, right? So if Joanna was definitely telling the truth because there was all these negatives, it would have been stupid of her to lie, and then we find out like, oh, he's getting a negative, it just so she had to tell the truth. So, and she was a straight shooter. Like I knew when she was telling me the truth because her eyes, I just have to look at her eyes, and I knew exactly if she's like going away from the truth or she's telling the truth. So, and she was very good at like direct eye contact. So
this challenge doesn't really go well for your tribe. You all lose, and you learn that your first tribal council is that night. And to my understanding, it ends up being pure chaos at the Senamamu camp. Brandon's name is thrown out, Joanna's name is thrown out. Talk to me about this chaos and how it works for you.
Chaos, love chaos. So pretty much, Jenny, she was like down here, and then she grew like 12 feet or something, and she decided to just run her mouth that Brandon needs to go. She didn't tell anyone why. Brandon needs to go. This is what's happening. And I'm like sitting here like, why is Brandon gonna get targeted? Like that's not like good for my game at all. And I could have easily like sat down Jenny and like, why does that have to be Brandon? But I didn't feel super tight with Jenny at that point. I felt closer with Stevie, and trying to figure out why it was like Brandon. I was trying to understand why it needs to be Brandon, because I feel like Brandon and I had a really good, solid connection. I really wanted to ride it out with Brandon. And I did not want Brandon. I did not want Brandon to go. Brandon wasn't going to go anywhere. So, because I feel like he was my number one at that point. And I was just kind of talking through Stevie to get to Jenny kind of thing. It was weird. It was talking through. Yeah. But yeah. And I noticed like he was the glue to a bunch of things. But Jenny just stomping around to everyone. Brandon is blah, blah, blah. There was a bunch of chaos. Joanna's name was thrown. Like David really wanted to get Joanna out. Brandon was even saying like, let's get the weakest person. Like, sorry, Joanna. But like physically, maybe you were the weakest person, but maybe brain power and stuff, you are probably one of the smartest people. So, it was very interesting. And then I was looking pretty much for a solution to this, because I definitely wanted someone else. At the time, for my own game, I personally would have said Brayden L. Just because he is another form of chaos. You don't know what he's gonna do. You don't know what I'm gonna do, but he's just another form of chaos that's in my way too. So, but sometimes chaos is great together.
Did you think of keeping him as a chaos shield in the sense, like, hey, like if I want to cause chaos, I know he'll be up for causing chaos. This could help me going further. Was that something you're thinking about?
So I also knew like he won a game show where he was like, and he wasn't telling anyone. And like I ran that like later down on the road, like I was like, he's like Canada's smartest person, all this, like on a game show, and just ran that around, went like for later. I saved it for later. But yeah, no, I was probably worried about him probably going into, I guess, the game probably the most, I guess, especially he was on my tribe. And then I eventually sat down with Jess, and she just seemed like we just easily like just got along together, like got along well. I could just like, I want to work with you, Jess. Jess is like, I want to work with you, Austin. We just like just easily could talk to each other. And like I told her, I'm like, why is Brandon going? That doesn't make any sense. And she's like, yeah, I don't want Brandon to go either. We're like, okay, like we reached a point, Tech. It's like we're gonna move on to step 2 kind of thing. she's like what else? What are the other options or whatever? Like, are you? And she's like, are you okay getting rid of a vet? And I'm like, my options are open to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess she was already having this eye of Stevie, and I was pretty much I had to sit there for a little bit and think on my own, and I was like, you know what, that could work because I knew he was the glue. I know I was close to him, so it is a pretty great move for Jess's game, but for me, I knew he helped me move further in this game because I already learned there's going to be this girls' alliance, and I can just jump right on that. That's what I was thinking, and like that is something that I wanted in season 5, and I never got it. So I think it was I was like, okay, I could do this. Stevie is such a massive social, like, yes, I could ride this thing with Jenny and Stevie, and it could have been a good way too as well. But I really wanted Brandon to be saved. I didn't want Brandon to go, and I wanted to get a little bit of power. I knew Stevie and Jenny had all the power. I didn't like how Jenny was running around like, this is our plan. She didn't even talk to me about it. Like I thought we were supposed to do plans together, and like with Jess, we made it our plan kind of thing. So we talked about it. We came up with an idea. We wanted both to save Brandon, and then and like we picked out someone else, and it really brought Jess and I's relationship it was just like very positive and stuff like that. So, and then I also knew like where everyone else ran. Like I knew where Brandon and Jenny had a big fling. So if I left, there's going to be targets. Like they don't like each other. And then also David didn't like Joanna. So like I knew I was going to be sitting pretty in this. And Jess, I had to feel like, okay, we're going to be like sitting pretty after this. Like me and you are going to be the middle players. Even though I knew you had this girls' alliance, I can just jump on that if I wanted to. I know Jenny is going to be probably pissed if Stevie goes, but where is she going to do? She's going to come to me, right? And then Brandon will be coming to me too, I feel like, because I literally put my ass out on the line for his game. So I'm mad at Brandon, but like I saved his ass. I wish he's returned the favor down the line, but yeah.
So you knew that Jen, Joanna, and Stevie were all voting for Brandon. You knew that Jessica, David, Brandon, and Braden were all voting for Stevie. And you're okay with Stevie going, but you end up not writing his name down.
Yeah, because I think he would be pissed at me, and I know it's early phase, and I just didn't want him to be pissed at me. I was looking for like future games, I know we're in this one game, but I didn't want to piss him off. And I told everyone that I made a deal with him that I would never write his name down, which is not true. I just personally was protecting my game for future games, to be honest. Like that, and that's the truth. So
why Joanna?
Why'd
you vote for her?
To be honest, I don't know. I wasn't gonna vote for Jenny. Wasn't gonna vote for Brandon. Wasn't gonna vote for Jess. I could have voted for David. I could have voted for Braden. But I think that it was better just to throw a vote on Joanna because I feel like Braden and David were probably bonding quite a bit, and I knew they wanted to get rid of Joanna, so I was like, okay, like it's possible, down the road, right? I was open to it, so like I was thinking of getting rid of Joanna possibly later down the road. So, and also if Joanna was loyal to these girls, and the girls were both close to me, I don't think they're like, she might get rid of me later, but not now. And like she was all about the girls' alliance, the girls' alliance, the girls' alliance, the girls' alliance, and she loves Stevie so much. So she's gonna be, I had to throw up my vote on someone else. I could have voted Stevie, but I just didn't want to. So
talk to me about the fallout when you were returning to camp that night.
It was crazy. Yeah, so pretty much Jenny was fuming. I kind of just let her kind of go out, and I knew I had to repair that relationship. So I just let her kind of go out. She just sat by herself, and I knew I had to apologize, because it does suck that I pretty much just told her the truth. Like, you were running, like I literally just said, you were pouncing around camp saying it was Brandon, and you should have talked to everyone to see what they're also feeling, because other people could have already had these deals or something, especially if you were wanting to work with. Like I could have easily just went to Jenny and said, no, we're not doing Brandon, but I just didn't. I feel like I just wanted to have it go my way. I guess I could have talked to Jenny at the start and been like a good ally would have just said, calmed her down. Jenny, you're just being like, you're stepping on people's toes. That's what a good ally does. But I'm not a good ally. So I am a good ally, but I'm not.
Were you tempted at all to tie the vote, to make it 4-4 and just let things go from there? Was that something you were thinking of doing at all?
No.
Okay.
I was okay with Stevie going. Yeah.
So with Stevie going out, that ends the second day. The third day opens up with another Island of Ages visit, and this time you get to go.
Oh yeah, so I get to go. I think I had a fight with Braden L for it. We had to do sumo. No, I'm just joking. We had to do rock paper scissors, and I knew when he went against me, I knew I had to get Braden L out. Like I knew he was coming for me because he's like, oh, I want to go. I'm like, oh, Mr. Chaotic person wants to go too. Okay, like I knew I had a feeling. I just had a gut feeling like he was coming for me for some reason when he really wanted to go too. So I was like, oh no, like we easily let Stevie go. Like, why can't you just easily let Austin go? But yeah, no, I'm glad I went. And I did also feel like they were getting better. So I was like, okay, maybe there's something like an extra vote or something that I could get. Yeah. So then we go to this, I talk with Braden at the start at the outhouse or whatever.
Other Braden.
Yes, the other Braden S. And we kind of just pretty civil, very civil, kind of saying what's going on in your tribe, what's going on in our tribe. Apparently we're like a more chaotic group or whatever. I don't know why, but we are. And then like his was like super chill. Evelyn went.
Yeah, Evelyn has not been voted out yet at this point.
Okay, maybe not. But yeah, we're just super like civil, to be honest. There wasn't really much said. We did say like, what do you think it is? And we were talking about like, let's just, if it's like we did talk about if like it's the, what do you call it, the prisoner's dilemma, and I said I would choose safety, and he would choose safety, and I just needed him to feel comfortable, and then I knew exactly what I was doing. I had to just keep it cool. When I got to the prisoner's dilemma, I was like, shoot, we just talked about this. This is awesome. And then, yeah, I was just trying to smooth talk him. He's like, safety, and I'm like, yeah, we got to do safety, man. Like, and like Stevie's voted out, so I'm like, it's better for me just to have this idol, and I can tell my tribe. That's what my thoughts going into it was. And I was power hungry. Okay. I wanted that idol, and I didn't care what the other people on the other tribe thought, because 3 of them were returnees. I didn't really care. Like, they already knew who I was. I didn't really care. I had nothing to lose. Like, I only had 5 other people to really like. And if I'm going to my own tribe and I'm telling them I have this idol, which I was actually super down to play for anyone. Like, I was actually like I will use that idol. I would give it to someone on the other tribe. I would have done that because I think those are good gameplays and those can grab jury votes. So I do think like giving this is like, okay, you give me an idol, like, and then you're sitting in the like that person is gonna fight for you if you're on the jury. So I think playing an idol for someone is very smooth and smart. So yeah. And so after I won this idol, I go back to the tribe. There was no question I was telling the whole tribe. I didn't care. Even though I had like a small alliance, I honestly didn't. I just wanted everyone to know that I had an idol. I'm also showing you guys like, yo, you guys can't vote me out. Like, I got an idol. But I'm also willing to show like I was actually like I would easily used it on Jenny. I would have used it on. Okay, maybe, I don't know, Joanna, maybe not, because I put 1 vote on her, and she knew my freaking first name. I thought it was creepy. But Jess and Jenny, I was definitely willing to use it on them.
So I have a couple questions about this. Is there ever a world where you split this idol with the other Brayden?
That is, I did not. I was thinking about it. I didn't think about it hard enough, to be honest, because it could have definitely. It definitely would have, because I feel like I'm pretty good at getting out of socially. I can get out of the tribe, the first and the swap. I usually am like a first merge boot. That's what I am like, and having this relationship with someone on the other tribe who's already like in there could have helped so much, you know. But those are like the what ifs. I would definitely think that was a smarter move. Now looking back at my game, I do think that was probably the best move, to share. But in the moment, I wanted to show my tribe that here you guys go. Like this is our idol. Like, so it could have either way. It could have worked both ways. To be honest, it's just unfortunate that I became this big target at merge.
So one other thing you do is you concoct a story basically saying it's vets versus returnees. They picked off Stevie. They're coming for me next, and you reveal the story after you steal the idol from Braden. When did you come up with that story? Was it on the spot, or did you already kind of?
It was on the spot.
Okay.
It was definitely on the spot. I was like, what the hell am I going to say? I'm pretty quick-witted, like a quick-witted thinker. Like if I need to say something, I can make something on the spot pretty quickly. So, and with Stevie going, I was like, this is perfect. So, and I don't know if they bought it. Talking after, I feel like they actually bought it. Like, and reading or listening to some of the one-on-ones, it was pretty successful. So I think I did a really good job. So
after this, you go to your next mini challenge. This is a combination of gross food challenge plus hot pursuit. Were you one of the runners for the Semiahmoo tribe?
I was. Okay. Even though I was willing to, I've always wanted to do the gross eating food. I've never done it. And I've always wanted to just see how, I think I would do really well in it, but I've never had the opportunity to do it. Of course, I had to be the runner. Like, it made sense. Like, I do marathons. Like, I was pretty much, Austin, you're doing that role. I was like, all right, I guess I'm doing this role. Like, thank you. Yeah. Like, even though I kind of wanted to do the other role, it's okay though. We had other people wanted to do it too. So I was like, all right. And I think like we were talking about this challenge for days, like 7 or 8 days. No, I'm just joking. But we were talking about this challenge for a long time, and we were pretty excited. We were making our horse beautiful, you know. We're getting into the creative activities and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, you end up basically dominating this challenge. You and other runners are able to catch up to the Kwantlen runners pretty easily because they put Will as a runner. And then your gross food challenge people were able to take it home, and you were successful in its victory.
Yeah, it was me, Brandon, and Brandon was, he was like down, like, oh, I can't run, but I got this. Like, yeah, we're all hyping each other up. Like, and it was with David, and like we're all just hyping each other up. But like, okay, we're talking to each other each like of the laps and stuff. We're talking to each other and psyching each other up. Like, okay, we're gonna gain a little bit on them. All right, so honestly, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun in that challenge, even though it was tiring. But yeah, and to come out with a win, it was absolutely like our tribe needed it. I feel like that was a very pivotal point as well.
So after winning this challenge, I guess I'm curious, at what point does Braden L start to become the next target for your tribe? Because it seems like from talking to Jess and Jenny, it sounds like people kind of came around as like Braden L should be the next one to go. When did that start to happen, at least for you?
For me, I was already like after the first vote, I had to think. I was thinking another step ahead, like who needed to go next. It was funny because the first vote, I waited until we actually lost tribal. But when the second, I was already thinking like, now like we got the first vote out of the way. Now let's see what I'm doing here. Like, what are the roads? Like, I would just sit there on the grass and just like think into deep space and just like literally was mapping like different ways of who I should go with. I was just thinking of all the possibilities of who I should go with, who should I target, why should I target them. Braden L just made the most sense for me to write out, like, because he's chaotic. I guess he could be a shield, but he was chaotic. I didn't trust him. I just didn't trust him because I've played a couple minis with me, and he always targets me, always, and like
It's a compliment.
I guess, or it's just like I'm a wild card. We're a wild card to each other, so I understand why he would be coming after me, and I would be coming after him. I was thinking about it, but when he did the rock paper scissors against me to go for like the prisoners, that's when I was targeting. Like, all right, this is, and I remember like spitting out he was like Canada's smartest person in a game show and stuff, and then that got around, and then he was telling everyone he was, and then I was like, oh well, I already told everyone, like, you're a little too late. But yeah, like, I don't know, I feel like it just made sense that people were feeling it too. It wasn't just me. I think other people were feeling it. He was doing his own thing. He made some great furniture. Like our beach or whatever, it looked phenomenal. Like he put in a lot of work, and he made it a very nice place to live over the first couple of days or whatever. Yeah.
So you all then next move on to your next immunity challenge. This is touchy subjects, and this is for individual immunity because both tribes are going to the tribal council. Talk me through your strategy for this challenge.
Okay, so I put like literally my name almost when I like answer all the questions. I put my name for pretty much all the answers except maybe like 3 or 4. I personally didn't want, like, I was okay with taking any of the hard questions. Like, just put me, people, just put me. I don't care. And then, yeah, Braden was the target, and Braden won immunity. And I threw the challenge. I didn't want to win. I didn't want to be this. Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I threw the challenge after the first like 3 questions or so. I got the first 3 wrong, and I was like, all right, well, people are already up 3-0 on me, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna fold the towel on this one. I'm just gonna write Austin for each one. No, the other tribe is not gonna see where my cards follow. Like, is he dead in the water? Like, is the other tribe, like, the other tribe could like think that, like, oh, he has an idol, like, why is he just throwing this comp? Could he like just play it all of a sudden, and then like all the vote, like I was throwing it just I wanted Jess to win, to be honest. That was my, but then she was throwing it too. I was like, oh no, this is not good. This is not good. But yeah, Braden won. Like, it was just a weird season, man. There was definitely like a lot of things that happened that, like, it was just weird. It was just like a certain plan was supposed to happen, and there was a reason why it didn't happen. Like, oh, we're trying to get Braden out. Oh, he won immunity. Like, it was just unfortunate events, you know. I guess he deserved it. Like, no one else really gave it their all, and he knew he was in danger too. So, yeah, good for him.
So talk me through the strategy of going up the next tribal council, because this, again, it ends up being a very close vote between David and Joanna.
So, oh yeah, so this was interesting. I knew the girls were tight, and the thing I noticed with Jess is she was always willing, like, to save, like, I'm not writing Joanna's name, I am not writing Jenny's name. She would never be like, oh, I'm never gonna write Austin's name. Like, that, I was very skeptical in that thing. Like, it was going into my head. Like, she was protecting her girls. Like, I was protecting Brandon. She was protecting her girls. And I wish she, like, would always, like, if she said to, like, I will, like if Austin's name came up, I don't think she was like ever protecting me. And that's where I kind of fell flat later on down the road. But the definitely knew where the three girls stood. They were definitely all voting together, and I was in this spot where I knew David. David did not want Joanna in the game at all. Braden wanted Joanna out. Like they definitely like, and like I was definitely in the middle, and knew I was in the middle, and they were just like trying to convince me, and I was like just going back and forth. So it it can't be me, right? I was just, oh yeah, it's definitely gonna be David. No, it's definitely gonna be Joanne. Like I was making sure that it was gonna be one of them, like, and they wouldn't switch it up and like be on me for some odd reason. You know, the paranoia is always in the game, but I definitely knew I was in the middle of the votes, and I knew it was definitely gonna be a 4-3 vote. I don't know if the girls thought like that, but I know David, Braden, and Brandon were all voting together because David and Brandon, I had this good relationship with Brandon, and they're like, we need to get Joanna out. They were like, both of those two were definitely Joanna, and I was like, Like I was thinking my ways. I was thinking the best for me. You already wrote Joanna's name down. Maybe this helps me with Joanna. If I vote with them, kind of save her and vote David out. That's what I was thinking of it. But David. I was another thing I had was him and Andrew knew each other, and those are like two just powerhouses in the challenges. I feel like David was a smart guy too, and also I didn't want to have Braden like have more power too. He wanted individual immunity. And I joined them. I don't know, like another chaotic player to another chaotic player, he could definitely blow up my game easily. So I did not want Braden to have any power in the tribe. So I think it was smartest to let go of David.
So David goes home with a 4-3 vote, and the night's not over yet. So Braden L ends up being evacuated from the game. He has a work commitment that pulls him from the game. How does that change things for you?
In my head at the moment, sorry, Braden. But I thought it was the greatest thing. I was like, I wanted this guy gone, like, for me, because I knew the girls, Jess and Jenny, were both saying like, oh, we should keep, like, this new thing came along, like, let's keep Braden. I'm like, no, let's not keep Braden. Like, they're getting tighter with Braden. That's not good. I know, like, they like his chaos and stuff, but like, Braden is definitely someone that would have worked with the girls, but I feel like he could definitely just blow up my game at least. Like he would want to take my position, and it was definitely and he would definitely go work with random people. I just know he's a funky guy. He's good. He's good at doing it, dude. He's very smart. Like he can get with anyone, and just like he'd easily get me out. I've played with him. Like I know what he does. He's good at what he does. So I was like scared shitless of Braden, to be honest. So
your tribe's down to 5 players, right? You have your alliance of 4, you, Joanna, Jenny, Jess, and then Brandon is on the outs. What happens if that tribe goes back to tribal council?
The girls were like, okay, like I didn't really have to do much except like talk to them, comfort them. Joanna, like I saved you. Like, they were putting all their votes on, even though, So pretty much with Brandon, like we didn't see eye to eye, I guess, on the vote. But like I still I personally feel still like it's okay. We're gonna like move on. Like we like yeah, like I didn't I felt in a good spot. Yeah, he wasn't probably very happy that Joe, because I kept on saying I just did I just I didn't want the Braden to have so much power, and that was literally the reason I couldn't have Braden getting power. But after like yeah, so I don't know. Like I think it was okay. Like I feel like Brandon wasn't pissed off at me, but
So
I could be wrong.
you then have a tribe swap. You not only give a tribe swap, you have one of the players voted out coming back into the game. And of those players, you have Stevie from your original tribe, CJ from the Quantland tribe, and David from your original tribe in this battle back. When you're looking at those three players, who would you want to see come back in the game?
Anyone but Stevie.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
Just because he ruined my game. I really do think so. Even though it could have been a good thing, even though it wasn't a good thing. I definitely wanted to see probably CJ come. But he was the other tribe. The other tribe was they all voted him out. Like I feel like I could definitely work with CJ. Like I don't know. I feel like someone voted me out on my tribe. I'd go work with the other tribe. So I definitely wanted CJ probably to win over David. Another thing, like if David came in the game, like going into merge, Andrew and David would be this big target. I feel like so that could have worked as well. So I just didn't want Stevie to come back because he's just such a big threat, man, and it took a lot of balls to get rid of him. And if he came and joined my tribe, I knew I didn't know what to do. I honestly was I was scared shitless. Like I was thinking like when I didn't even listen to any of what was going on. I was just like the headlights were like shining and I was just standing there like, and I remember like Taylor and Andrew were next to me just like being goofy and I'm just sitting there just thinking like what am I gonna do, like, and I did come up with something that people might have thought was stupid, but I really thought out a lot of the ideas, but yeah. And Stevie ended up being on my tribe.
Well, let's talk about it. Stevie gets back in. You're on Semiamu 2.0. It is stacked with returnees. So you have Stevie fresh back from out of the game, Joanna, you, and you have Will from the Quantland tribe. You have Taylor from the Quantland tribe and Andrew from the Quantland tribe. So you have 4 out of 6 returning players, 3 from each tribe. What happens that night, or what happens with this tribe?
Okay, so I think we just go to sleep that night. Literally, yeah, literally we went to bed, and then we maybe around, it was really early in the morning, around like I want to say like really early in the morning. I tap Stevie and I wake him up. This is not in any of the cat, like it's not filmed or anything. And I'm like, hey man, like we gotta go talk, like clear the air and stuff. And I gave him my immunity idol to him to
Oh wow.
Yeah. I gave it to him, and because I felt like I didn't vote for you, Stevie, but I knew the plan was to get you out. This idol is for you. You can do whatever you want with it. But I think it really like established like, okay, like he told me he was gonna be so pissed off at me. And I don't know. I'm not like sure. Like he didn't really have anyone, anyways. Like I probably could have got away with not. I'll be your ally, but I think he would still like try to pin something against me. I think it when I gave him an idol, that is a huge like, like that. I thought that was like a huge kind of play, and if we both made it to the jury, if like that could have been like like something that he respects, because I know Stevie and he like I needed to feed his ego a little bit. I felt so bad and stuff, and I was actually trying to make it was a genuine sorry, and like, yo, here's an idol for you and stuff. And then more things. Okay, and then Will and myself, like so that was one person I really wanted to work with at the beginning of this game. I really wanted to work with Will from like day one. We're in opposite tribes. And I guess kept on telling myself, I want to work with Will. I want to work with Will. And like when he also went to that prison, like when we chose Will to go, I feel like I really wanted Will to go. Will did go. We came up with a reason why Will should go. I was like, well, Will's going. I pushed that. But because I really wanted to work with Will, and like Will, myself, and Stevie in that morning, we did talk, and I really was being genuine to Will about like I knew Stevie was in a shitty spot, but like I also wanted to like form something, us three, and like you guys have my back, I have your back if we make it emerge. He told us about the mutiny power. I didn't realize he was actually that scared out of his mind. Like I think he would have like honestly, I was okay at this point to go get rid of Joanna. That's who I wanted out the next round. Like when Will was there, I wanted Joanna out. That was my like definitely move there. And then we go back to we go to the challenge or whatever. And all right, you talk for a little bit here.
Yeah, so before the challenge, Joanna goes to Island of Ages. She there competes against Kevin, comes back, probably tells you she didn't win anything because she lost to Kevin. You go to the challenge.
0 for 2, Joanna. 0 for 2, man.
I mean, it probably would have been helpful if she would have gotten an immunity idol that Brandon already had. A clue to an idol Brandon already had.
So when did Brandon find that idol? I'm very confused.
I don't know if it was day 2 or day 3. I don't know the exact timeline. I need to talk to him to figure out when that idol, because I know Braden S got his idol very early into the game. Not so the earliest record.
That was one thing that I'm disappointed in myself. I'm a huge idol looker. I like to look for idols. I personally thought there was only one idol in the game. I thought I had the idol. I didn't think there was any other idols in the game, because the last couple seasons I've played, I just know Jairi doesn't like idols for some reason, so I wasn't really looking, and there were so many advantages, and I was just like, I should have just known, and like I should have looked more. When I got that first idol, I didn't look really much after that at all. Apparently, I was really close to finding the one that Brandon found. Apparently, I took a leak on it, so sorry, Brandon. Yeah, but yeah, so there's a little payback, but what can you do?
So you get to the next challenge, and Will just leaves. He's like, I'm out of here. I'm using this advantage and dumped another tribe. Your tribe then has to pick one player from the Quantland 2.0 tribe to bring to your tribe. How does your tribe end up picking Jenny?
Okay, so Will already told myself and Stevie about his mutiny. He's like, he was smart and clever, like that. He made it in such a way that I didn't realize he was that scared. Like at our with our tribe or whatever. I didn't realize, and he made it into a way like, because I did really want to work with Will, and he made it into a way like, okay, we have this like 3. I jump back out on the other side. No one knows about our like secret deal. We kind of make it to merge, and we could have worked together. Like that's what I was going. And I was like, dude, that's genius. Like I'm so up for that. Like that's cool. Let's do that. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna mutiny or whatever. So we did have this time to like talk about it as a group, as a tribe. And Taylor and Andrew don't get a say. They just we had like
Taylor says you should all kidnap Brandon.
It should have been Brandon. No, I wanted that to be Jess, to be honest. I never stood up, but I personally, for my game, it would have been the smartest move to bring Jess over. Even though I never, I kind of forgot to talk about this. When Jenny and I, when I screwed her over the first round to get rid of Stevie, me and her did make a final 2, and she was like final two every time. But I was very wary of Jenny after that, because I blindsided her, obviously. Okay, we're going back to pace. What was it?
So you wanted Brandon, but however, Stevie wanted Jenny.
Yeah, no, I wanted Jess. I wanted Jess
to come. Jess, there we go. Sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to save Jess, like 100%. I was closer with her. I've heard rumors that I thought Brandon was gonna be with Jamie already, and it would have been smart to bring Brandon over here as well too, I think, looking back at it now. But with my gut at that time, I definitely wanted Jess to come back on our side, on this side or whatever. But Stevie and Joanna, I was kind of outnumbered too. Like Stevie and Joanna they wanted Jenny back 100%. We're like, Stevie's like, oh, that poor girl, and like she's gonna be gone next and all this stuff. And I'm just like, oh, like, okay, all right. Well, we can have Jenny back. Like I don't feel like we're in a bad spot or whatever. So yeah, we saved Jenny pretty much.
So the challenge is a blindfold challenge that involves math, and to my understanding, both tribes were kind of trying to throw it a bit.
Yeah, so I heard the other tribe trying to we sent a message, I believe, I don't know if it was that round, but we wanted the other tribe to throw it, but like we also kind of were trying, like Joanna wanted to throw it to save Jess, but I was kind of saying no, because what happened was Taylor got into my head. Oh man, like screw Taylor. For that's like she literally got like, oh no, she's like, I was so like wanting on board to work with Jess. Like I had this good relationship with her. Everything was so strong, and she just comes in and just takes it. She like pretty much just, yeah, I don't know. She just like, oh no, like she's such a good player, blah blah blah. She's really good. She just won all like games, and I don't know. I just like I got in my own head, and I'm like, what, like, and then I was just. This happened to me with season 4 as well. When Raymond and Luke, they got in my head about these Americans, and they all came together, and I'm just like in my head, like they got to me, and like Taylor did the exact. They pretty much manipulated me, pretty much. And I just looking back at it, I just like wish I just. I should have known better. I should have known better, but it's all good. But yeah, moving forward. Sorry, where were we?
So there's the challenge. The challenge does not go great for your tribe. I don't. Maybe your tribe is trying to throw, maybe not, but your tribe ends up losing.
Oh yes. During the challenge, I was trying. I was actively trying. I don't know if that was apparent or not. I told my tribe I got in grade 11. I literally got a C minus. University, I was terrible at math. I did not do sciences for a reason. I didn't do physics for a reason. I did arts. I majored in sociology for a reason.
You're talking to the English major, so I get you.
Don't put me at this position. Everyone's like, all right, I'll do this part. I'll do that part. I'll do this part. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm doing the math. How hard could it be? It was hard. It was definitely, it was honestly, the last time I cried about math was in university, because it was early courses, and oh man, it brought me back. I was like, this is tough, man. Like, and people are like, oh, Austin, you got this, and I'm like, in my head, like, shut up, I don't got this. Like I heard it like every, like, Jenny is like, and Stevie's like, don't give up, don't, like, oh man, I was just like I feel like I was letting my tribe down. I was just crumbling down, and it felt really bad to be in that spot, to be honest. So upset about losing, to be honest, because I knew it was my fault.
So what's fascinating about this is that this is you. There's been no easy vote you've been in. This is the same. This is also a very chaotic vote, and you end up casting your vote with Taylor and Andrew, and voting on Joanna, who you said you wanted to vote out. Talk me through the strategy and how this evolved, and whether you knew Steve was going to play the idol or not.
So yeah, okay. Pretty much. Okay, so I gave Stevie this idol to form this trust bond between us. And I feel like if I did not give him the idol, I feel like he could be running around, or like there's more fire for him to go get me out. I did screw him over. I know I screwed him over. I needed to end that, and I needed him to move forward together with me at that time. That was with like the Will and stuff. When Will mutinied over, things changed. Jenny came back. I was like, okay, maybe I don't know. I could have kept my idol maybe. I'm just thinking things in my head at that time. I was just like, did I make the right move? I was kind of really skeptical, but I do really think I did make the right move, because I don't think he would have had my back, like, moving forward. I don't think he would want to work with me if, like, unless I sat down, like, I really did screw him over. So I did, I know. So I think it was the right move. Okay. So then it was Jenny, myself, Joanna, Stevie, Andrew, Taylor. Taylor is immune, correct?
And Jenny's immune too from being brought over.
That is true. I was actually open to getting, if Jenny was not immune, I was willing to get Jenny out this round. It was weird.
Wow.
Yeah. I was actually, but Taylor kept on saying, Jenny's safe, you can't get her out. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I was actually willing to even get Jenny out. Oh yeah.
Before we go, your comment about giving Stevie the idol and repairing the relationship, Stevie says, I would have come for you if you hadn't given me the idol. So honestly, as far as damage control goes, like, being given an idol is the best damage control you can possibly think of. Like, there's no better way to come back in the game and someone say, I'm sorry, here, have my idol. So Stevie agrees with that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it was the best move. And so yeah, no, I'm glad I made the move. I'm glad he's saying he would have said he would have went after me if I didn't give him the idol. So then it was like a 4-2, Taylor safe, Jenny safe, and Andrew receives this, like, someone is like called Andrew over randomly, and I was very aware of what was happening. And I believe it was just me that saw them go off, and I'm like, Andrew just got some note or something, and I I talked to Andrew. I'm like, hey man, like what's in your pocket? Like, what do you have? All this stuff. And he's like, well, like, what do you mean what's in my pocket? I'm like, do you have it? Like, what did you get from your tribe? Can I see the note and all this stuff? Brings out the note and stuff. He actually like, and it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, so it did get me a little bit wary. Do they have a second idol? And like, the thing was, I thought I only had the only idol in the game. I really did. And I didn't think there was another idol. I knew there was a fake idol. I really, at that point, I believed I had the only idol in the game. Mm-hmm. So I'm being repetitive there. And then Taylor and Andrew, like we're kind of just, it was utter chaos. Like this round was utter chaos. Just people like throwing everyone's names down. I'm pretty sure my name is probably going down. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. But I know Joanna was the name and Andrew was the name. And they were, Taylor and Andrew were just trying to get someone to flip. And at this time, I was like, it makes sense for me to flip. It makes sense for me to flip. I already fucked over Stevie. I fucked over Jenny. I've already wrote Joanna's name down. It's the perfect time to flip. Like, and on top of that, Joanna goes to Taylor and Andrew and says Austin doesn't have his idol. Or what did she say? She's like, oh, Austin has an idol, she said. And she was willing to vote me out. That's what she said. And I was like, oh, that's really, and I confronted her and she said those things are true. And her game was done after that. There was no way. Like, why are you telling me that? Like, so, and then like I sat down with Taylor and like just talked about future plans and stuff. Like I was already hopped on. I'm like, I don't know if she knew I think I was like, I'm 100% with you guys. Like, Joanna is a loose cannon now. I don't trust her, and I wanted to get her out anyways this round. Mm-hmm. I think it was a good move. But there was also, it was not captured in the videos, was Taylor and I came up with this hat spin in tribal council. Taylor would flip her hat if like we're going for Joanna. Mm-hmm. But it was not captured. But like we wanted to show the viewers, some like make some good gameplay kind of thing. But it was too bad it wasn't captured. Yeah. She had to go. And I put a lot of trust in Taylor in this situation. And Andrew, I think we had an altercation or something from like a past season or whatever. But like I was like, I'm willing. Well, you know what? Let's do this. Like, I'm okay. Mm-hmm. I'm okay. Let's Taylor, you're good with Andrew. You know what? I'm good with Andrew. Let's move forward with this. And I don't know if Andrew really trusts me at all. So it's pretty interesting. But I trusted Andrew at that point. And then we get to the tribal council. Mm-hmm. Like, I knew I was writing Joanna already. We did the hat backspin. I did call out Stevie's name. So the problem was with Taylor, I told Taylor, I'm like, Taylor, you could be mad at me about this, but I gave my idol to Stevie. Mm-hmm. To like gain, I literally told her exactly what I felt about like gaining Stevie's trust back. And it did make sense at the time for him not to come after me. And especially Will was in the tribe before. And like, I didn't know Jenny was going to be back in her mm-hmm. tribe. And he was going to come after me if I didn't give him the idol anyways. So I need to flush this idol. Like, it's my own idol, and I need to flush the idol. This could get really. This is messy. I gotta flush my idol though. Like, how am I gonna do this? And she's like, I don't know. Like, but like, so I made the tribal live, and I'm like, hey guys, like, I stepped up and was like, we should all vote Stevie. Like, I remember saying, like, we should all vote out Stevie. And then, like, Jenny was like, what do we do? Like, there was, like, just, I've never seen so much chaos. I got literally, like, just, I didn't realize I could, like, get two other people to flip their votes, like, like that. Like, live tribals are fun. Like, you know, like, if you're in control of it and if you know what's happening, like,
Taylor's not a fan of this twist of you making a live travel.
But yeah, no, but she knew she was all good. Like, we got the hat, you know, and like, she put her back. She knew exactly. I was like, I was good, you know, like, but I had a lot of fun during that time, and I was totally, like, I wanted Joanna at that time, so it made sense to me. I guess I could have. I did sit Taylor down. I'm like, yo, like, trust me. I got, like, I'm working with you. Like, I need to, like, move forward with you. These like, I'm already at this time. Like, I think it was the right move because even though, like, after this, like, when Joanna got out, there was this newbie versus okay, you keep going.
Yeah.
Well,
I just want to say one thing that's really interesting about this tribal council. There's 6 players. 2 players are immune, so only 4 players are eligible to receive votes. Of those 4 players, you're the only one not to receive votes at tribal council. Stevie, Andrew, and Joanna all receive votes. You're the only one who doesn't. So for everything that creates to happen, you navigate that tribal council well. You got out unscathed.
yeah.
In a weird turn of events, you gave your idol away, then proceeded to immediately flush it. And so you
So I feel like people during tribal council, especially if you're the one creating chaos, I feel like people are scared of you. Why are they going to put? They don't know what you're so unpredictable, and that's why people don't want to work with people like me. But they're so scared of that during tribal council because everyone's so paranoid, and they won't write my name down because what can he have up his pocket? You know, what does he have? You know, like, you know, and so yeah, when I was trying to get Stevie to play the idol to burn my own idol, and I did. It worked successfully. I got everything done that I needed to accomplish. It was good.
Talk me through the fallout of this tribal council.
I think everyone was like, that was crazy. Like, I was like, I got what I needed done. Like, I'm still in a good spot. I felt really bad because Stevie and Jenny, I don't think they voted correctly anytime at that point. I made them look like not very good.
Correctly in the second.
Oh yeah,
Jenny
she
voted
did.
David out at least.
That's correct. Yeah, that's right. That's correct. But yeah, Stevie never got back in the game, and he still hasn't voted for the right person. I'm just like dribbling basketballs at this time around them, you know, like dribbling, you know, like, even though I suck at basketball, but they get me after or whatever. But no, I was just having fun. I wanted to go out and make those tribal councils eventful, you know. So, and yeah.
At one point, did the 5 of you come together and say, "Hey, let's build a returning player. Let's build a veteran alliance"? When did that come about at this point?
So yeah, so when we came back to Tribe or whatever, I felt like Stevie is like Yeah, I pretty much mastermind. Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
Stevie says Austin totally masterminded that round. Joanna went.
Yeah. But at the same time, I think like I like when I got back to camp, I felt like I don't know the reaction. Like Jenny and like Stevie, like Stevie just got played again by me, and like Jenny is like, oh my god, like I can't do this, Austin. Like you got to include me in your plans and all this. But it's not you, Jenny. I was like, hey man, it's not you, Jenny. I'm working around you, but I'm still creating all these plans without you, even though I was willing to get you out that round if you were not immune. Just yeah. But I wanted, yeah, I'm glad like we came, like we had 5 vets, and I wanted this vet group to stay strong. I kind of did, but I also kind of didn't. I feel like I had like 2 parts. And this is where that idol, like me having another idol, I think would have I think I needed another idol in this game. I really do. And I wish I went out looking for one. I could have used, I guess I could use a share idol with on the other side with Braden that would let me. And I understand that way, but I think I just wanted a second idol. I was power hungry. But yeah, we all kind of like came together. We're like, we're gonna have each other's backs. It's gonna be a vets versus returnee. It was like all adding up. Like we saw the numbers. We know what was happening. And personally, I felt like my ass is gonna be on the chopping block right at merge. I knew it. I knew I see it. Like I could see the printing on the wall. Like I knew it was coming. Like I don't know. Merge is really tough for me to get out of. So
before we get the merge, Jenny goes to the Island of Ages and comes back. And this is where she and Jessica both had got to wager for a safety without power. And so what happens when she comes back and tells you about this whole experience and where Jessica is on the other tribe?
She pretty much said Jess is like in trouble. Brandon is flipped. And I was I didn't know what to think. Like I put in so much work to save Brandon, and all it took for Brandon was to just go with his friend. But at the same time, I feel like I did the same thing. I go, well, not really. I did the same thing with Taylor too. So I understand it, I guess. And got out Joanna. So I understand, like at the same time, I did like put in the work to save Brandon. I went out of my way to save him. So it was kind of frustrating to hear that news and stuff, that he's already flipped and stuff. And yeah, like I guess there could have been different ways of me playing going into the merge. But yeah, okay, so I hear all this, and then Jess wins the safety without power, which is great. But like I'm at this point, I'm just like thinking, like, did I lose Brandon? Like, did I lose Jess too? Like Jenny is saying like she's with us, but like I knew Jess and Brandon were close. Like, did I just lose 2 allies? Like just like that? Like I was really like depleted at that point. And with this Taylor telling me about Jess thing, it was just like all in my head, and I was getting all just frazzled, I feel like. And that was like 2 allies that I was working close with possibly flipping to the other side. So I was really in my head.
So the next challenge is the Cannonball Toss. I don't remember what you were doing in this part of the challenge, but your tribe ends up winning this challenge.
Cannonball. Oh yes, this is the one that I needed to step up, and from the math, like I felt from the mathing, I needed.
Were you the one doing the ball toss in the very end for your tribe?
Yeah, I was. I really needed to step up my game. I feel like in that I didn't want to let down my tribe again. I feel like I needed, for my own confidence, I needed to step up for myself, and I also needed to step up for everyone else in the tribe. It was something that I think I was good at, and I wanted to beat the best. Like Braden is the best, so I wanted to beat the best. And also someone that, like, I can beat you at this, and I can beat you get an idol. But he did the same thing, and won. So, yeah. So no. Go ahead.
Your tribe wins. Did you have anything to do with, like, I know your tribe sent a note to Jess kind of saying work with Kevin, don't try not to play your advantage. Were you part of that at all?
I think it was a group decision to do it. I wasn't like I was in on it, but like in my head, like I didn't know if they were with us. Like I really thought like Brandon flipped. I really thought Jess was like playing Jenny too, and like I thought like she's his mastermind player. Like Taylor seemed like her. Like I thought it was a door shut. She was on the other tribe. I was like. And like, I was willing to do whatever the tribe wanted to do, so I was okay with that happening. And then it kind of like that win secured like the vets alliance, and I was like, okay, I can get behind this vets alliance. But moving forward, I don't think it's the best thing for my game. But the problem is I don't know anyone. I don't know these newbies. I feel like that was a problem. And that was this dilemma that I'm like always going back to, is this idol dilemma. Should I have got this idol that would have kind of got me into with Braden, and Braden would keep me safe. And then this Will thing I was having could have kept me safe. Like there was definitely other layers I was thinking. So I was having this like big dilemma, and I already wasted the idol at this point too. So, but I also think I needed the idol for all the chaotic shit I did. So, so it was very this dilemma that I was going back and forth in my head that I didn't know. That's why I think I needed a second idol. So,
were you expecting Kevin to be voted up for another tribe? Were you surprised by that?
When Jess got safety without power, no, I wasn't. I feel like he was done. There was it just confirmed, and it was the worst too. I was like, not Kevin. Like I really wanted. There was someone I was willing to work with. I knew also Stevie wanted to work with Kevin. I don't know. I just kind of threw me off my game a little bit with Brandon flipping. It really,
So that night you merged. It's a very even merge, right? You have 5 returning players, 5 new players. You have 5 original Semiamu, 5 original Quantlin, 5 Semiami 2.0, 5 Quantlin 2.0. It's very even in a lot of different directions. What did you think your path looked like to the end at this point?
Honestly, like going in, first of all, I want to say like when we had the meal and stuff, I wanted to perceive myself as just sad, lonely, like guy sitting at the end, doesn't talk to anyone. Just like I wanted people to kind of come to me and talk to me kind of thing. And like, and I think I was like, but I don't know. Like that's what I wanted people to kind of come talk to me or whatever. Because I feel like in the merge, I feel like I'm a huge freaking threat. Always. I'm always like, I've been painting as the merge boot or second merge boot for almost every game I play. I feel like around there, I always get around there. That's ridiculous. So my direction of game that I saw was I had to play, I think, round to round, I think. But if I had to choose something, I was really considering just getting rid of all of the vets and be the last vet or second last vet, and hopefully that newbie alliance or that newbie team, you guys have to like get rid of each other, like play it kind of that way. Like that was my from the merge part. I was like, okay, like hopefully, like I don't know, hopefully me and Taylor or something, or me and Andrew. I was willing to go with Andrew. Actually, I probably would have took out Taylor if I could earlier. I think I would have wanted to work with Andrew and then because he had good inside routes as Taylor did too, but I think Taylor's just too good of a player. And I had Andrew's like a good player too, but I feel like he's like unproven and I'm unproven and stuff like past that kind of point. So I think I wanted an equal opportunity with a player, and I feel like he had some ins with people too. So I think that I would have wanted to be the last two vets with Andrew and then try to make a move. That would be my play.
So Andrew kind of scooped your strategy a little bit because that's what he ended up doing, right?
Yeah. He pretty much was literally the last person. And he voted for Jenny. What? I understand. Okay, so that whole vote, it started with Jamie. Okay, so Jess really wanted, it was Jess, not Jess, right? Jenny, she wanted Will gone or Jamie gone, and she was loud about it too. Like to our alliance, I knew she didn't really like Jamie because of the like he was such a power position. He was kind of like disrespecting our tribe, like with the throw up noises and all that kind of stuff. And then also she didn't really was with Will. She didn't have his bond or whatever with Will. So I knew those two, and like I knew Will was off the block, and I should have went to Will with that information, to be honest, because that would have gained more respect for me. But I did a total opposite. And I don't know what it was. I wasn't myself, I feel like, in the merge. I was like kind of all over. Like I just wasn't who I was. I just didn't have a good sleep or anything. Like I'm usually like, I personally wasn't comfortable. I was, I just don't know why I was like, I just wasn't myself, and I don't know why. And like, I was like leaking. I leak information, but like, I feel like with the Jess conversation, I just was really in my head, and like Taylor got to me, and like, I guess Taylor manipulated the shit out of me on that one. So good for her. But it really screwed up my game because like that relationship with Jess was super crucial. And I think she sank my ship on that one. Will sank my ship too. Like it could have been so much better. Like all I had to do was literally like, I sank my own. I think I sank my own ship on that merge. Because I did have players. I did have the Brandon. I did have the Jess. I just was like, I don't know. I got in my head and I got scared to go talk to them. Like I felt like this Brandon wall, this wall was up between Brandon and I wasn't going to talk to Brandon really. It was like very like you versus I kind of thing. It was really weird. It was just like I got in my head and it was not good. I definitely could have played such a smarter role in that merge, I do think. But
And this is also compounded by Stevie winning immunity, right? Because had Stevie not win immunity, he is the target, not you, from what it sounds like.
I knew the target was me right after you won. I believe it was Jamie, and Jamie said something. So like he whispered something and I heard it, and he's like, so it's Austin or something. He said it to someone, I forget who, but like, so I knew I was the next target for them to go. It made sense. And then also it was reoccurring that Jenny was telling me it was my name as well. But my whole plan and I did make another live appearance in this tribal saying, Jamie, play the idol for yourself. Because what I was hoping, and I get like, it just got into a situation where I helped you, Taylor. You're going to help me this round. And I was counting on that. I was banking on it. And I was hoping she could get me out of this sticky situation, because I really thought I knew it was me, and I was telling her, I think it's me. She's like, it's not you, Austin. It's not you. I'm like, I know it's me. But she's like, trust me, it's not. But so I trusted her. So she used me again. But anyways, there was this like talk about the Jamie playing his idol. I knew Jamie. I feel like almost everyone knew Jamie had the idol. It wasn't. I think the others, our side, knew that he had an idol too. And I was okay with voting Jamie and Jamie playing his idol. I wanted that to happen. That was my thought process. But I was hoping all the votes were on Jenny instead of me, and I could have made this move to work with Jamie and bring back this Brandon in and my Jess and hopefully my Will. That's what I was hoping, but obviously the votes fell on me. And you know what? Like, if the votes did fall on Jenny, I think I would be in even a better spot. I think there could have been definitely like me flipping up onto the other side. I could be in the middle. I could have this relationship with Jazz. I don't know. I put all my apples in one basket on that one. I did.
So if Jenny goes out, do you target Stevie next round or Taylor, or do you target one of the new players?
I would target Stevie. Everyone else wanted to target Stevie, so but the only thing I knew is I think they would probably want to break up Taylor and I, so I would have to consider of getting rid of Taylor pretty quick, probably. But a lot of people probably would rather get rid of me over Taylor, so maybe I do. I don't know, try to make a move. I don't know.
So it sounds like, from looking back at your game, kind of the two critical moments for you is the decision to steal that idol from Braden instead of splitting, and also just that relationship with Jess and letting that fall apart. I feel like those were the two critical pieces of your game.
Yeah. Also, I screwed up with Will too. Even though we had a little bit of something, I think I screwed up with Will too, to be honest. I think he could have put more sway of keeping me too. But I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know why they really wanted me over Jenny. I don't know. I
think
was
Jess
willing.
has a huge factor in that, right? Because Jess just was refused to vote Jenny, and she was okay voting you.
Yeah. See, that was the thing. I guess I don't know. I wonder, how about if our conversation goes perfect, with Jess? What happens then? Does it have to be another person? Is she gonna be like, oh, I need to save up? She's been saying, oh, I'm gonna save Joanna. It can't be Joanna. It can't be Jenny. is she gonna say it can't be Austin, or is she just gonna let it go through? Like, if we did have that genuine conversation or whatever, I'm very curious to that, because she never did say that to me. She didn't. It's weird that I don't know. Maybe it's because I never. It's a two-way street. I feel like, I guess maybe I wasn't. I don't know. I know I understand that conversation went poorly. I get it, but when I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You fight for your allies. I feel like, and I feel like she knew. I told her Taylor got in my head. I told her I was straight up. I was being honest. I was like, Taylor got in my head. This is like, I was telling her the truth and stuff about things. Taylor got in my head, and like, I don't know, but like. And yeah, I couldn't look at her. I just felt like weird, like very like I lost Brandon as my ally, and just like it was a really tough like situation I was in. I was just like felt like at that point I was just like, man, like I'm just losing allies and stuff, and like I need allies right now, like so I don't know. It is what it is. I put my last marbles into trying to get Jenny out at least, but obviously it didn't work out. And I think that would have been a great move to get Jenny out, because Jenny wasn't like, she would have been mad that I got her out, but like she wasn't going to play the game with me. Are you kidding me?
How was watching the rest of the game play out? Anything surprise you or anything notable to you just from watching how the rest of the season went?
I was the party. Okay. First of all, okay, before we go into that, I get voted out. I leave tribal, and I'm not a juror. I was devastated. I actually cried again. Math round 1. Not making the jury round 2. I was so upset. Just with me bawling my eyes out. Like, I really wanted to make jury. I really wanted to vote for a winner, but it is what it is. It is the game. And the third thing was I got to give a disadvantage out, and
yeah, you end up choosing Will.
And I chose Will because at that time I thought it was Will. I expected a little bit more fight from Will, even though I don't know. I think he screwed me off a little bit on the mutiny twist or whatever, when he he's like, I thought we were tied too, and I just like, I don't know, you easily just kind of voted me out. And then I could have gave it to Jess, but I didn't want to, I didn't want to ruin her game, to be honest. Like, at that time, I feel like she was playing a good game. I screwed up on the conversation. I did. And I didn't want to ruin her game. So I give it to Will. Even though I wanted Will to win at that time. So I was like, if you can get through this, here's some more disadvantages. If you can get through this, there you go. More to put on your resume. So even though I was like mad at him at the same time. But okay, so the question was, so pretty much I was I was on the pre-jury. I was the pre-jury party host, and then I was it was a lot of fun. I got the game organized. We had true Survivor afterwards, Austin style. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. But I definitely wanted to be a juror. I don't know. Will you ever see Austin on Survivor season 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15? Who knows?
Well, I have some fun facts for you. You might maybe know this with yourself, maybe you don't. You're tied for second for most days of Survivor BC at 12. The only person who beat you is Jenny.
Oh, wow.
Do you know how many votes you've received over the course of your career?
I'm going to say very little or a lot.
You received 17 votes.
Oh shit.
Do you know who's? Do you know what placement you're in for most votes received of all Survivor BC players?
No.
You're in second right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Unfortunately, Tyler Kakuna has you beat with 29.
Oh wow, that's quite a
So
bit.
you have some aspirations to hit there.
All right.
And finally, do you know how many challenges you've won total of across your career?
Like with team challenges too?
Total. You can feel free to break it out between tribal and individual.
I only got one individual, I think.
Yeah.
And
you've
then
won 5 tribal immunities.
That's a lot. That's not a lot at all.
More than
scary.
Tyler as well, by the way, and more than Stevie. So,
and you know what? All of them were probably on that one season that were dominating. The season 4, I just swept, and then the last 2, oh no, it's not been good.
So I'd like to round out the conversation by just throwing some rapid fire questions at you to hear your quick thoughts on things. So, what was the lowest point of the season for you?
First night, freezing cold. It was god awful, and I guess it seeped into the morning. I just drowsy and just it was awful at nighttime. It was so cold. Oh yeah, definitely
lowest. What was the highest point of the season then?
Highest point was tribal councils, baby. All the tribal councils. I had so much fun. So,
what was your favorite challenge?
My favorite challenge was, I actually liked the beanbag one. If they made it into like a solo comp, I think that would be kind of cool. Like, I think it's pretty hard to do, and also it gives other people, like physical people, like an actual comp to play. Like, I feel like all these other comps are like puzzles and running, and I don't know. I feel like it would be a good individual comp. So yeah.
Any favorite or memorable moments back at camp?
Memorable moments. Being freezing cold. And me being on the outside, being cold was definitely like, it was a lot of fun though. It was being cold. It brings people together, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Definitely like Braden L, when he made the furniture and stuff. That was really cool. I really enjoyed like painting with him and stuff. We did some cool stuff like that. Fixed up the I never bonded with him before too, so it's kind of cool to like bond with him. Just meet the cool people on my tribe, people who flew in to play this wonderful game. Respect that. And I loved, I just enjoyed playing the game. Like, that was the whole thing was a lot of fun. So yeah.
Who surprised you the most out there?
Andrew.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
Yeah. I didn't think he was be able to make it that far. He made it pretty far. Like, he made it pretty damn far. I think Andrew was the biggest surprise for me. So,
who do you wish you worked with but didn't?
Well, yeah.
And finally, do you feel like you learned anything about yourself, or did you take anything away from playing Survivor BC this season?
Yeah. Tribal councils, they can go, like, people are like I came into this not as paranoid. Like, there was paranoia and stuff, and I was in my head at times, but during tribal councils, I was not paranoid very much. I was like, just, go out, do your business. Like, and yeah. What did I learn? I also learned not to throw competitions to get out your targets. That's never a good idea never a good idea. I don't know why. Like, I think there should be a way of figuring out. It it defeats the purpose of like you're gonna lose, you're gonna throw the comp to get rid of someone. I feel like there should be like some kind of way where you can't. There's got to be like an extra penalty or something, or
Survivor
what I mean?
41, you lose that
Yeah,
win.
yeah, right. It's true. Like, but there should be. I don't know. I think like if you throw a comp, you got to lose something, or you pay a price for it or something. I think that would be kind of cool.
Well, Austin, I just want to say thank you so much for these last couple hours, for hearing about your game. And you were never in a boring tribal council. You probably had one of the most exciting Survivor BC experiences as a whole through everything you went through and endured. Is there anything final things you want to say about the season and anything at all?
Nope. I'm still like I love this cast. Still doing my brain steals with them, created by me. Yeah, no, I had a really good time. Glad I met everyone. It was good to see some newbies return. I hopefully other newbies return too, and more seasons to come. I hope to help out as much as I can and maybe play. Who knows when I'm like 42, 55, 63, and then I can win a game, right? Maybe then I won't be as dangerous.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but no, I had a lot of fun. Thank you for hosting me, Steven. It was glad to actually talk about a season. So yeah, I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And everyone who tuned in and listened, thank you so much as well. Hopefully this is not going to be the end of the Survivor BC deep dive interviews. This is the last one I have scheduled at the moment. I'm definitely going to try to reach out to a couple more people to see if they're interested. So keep your eyes out for those. There is Survivor BC content coming next month. To my knowledge, Survivor BC Season 6, Rock Rain Valley, will be premiering on YouTube. I play poorly. Other players like Taylor St. Louis play much better. So if you enjoyed this season, come watch her play in that season as well. And Survivor 41 is back on. Episode 2 premiered, I think it's right now for you, Austin. But catch the live reality games recaps as well. I think this week Kirk is speaking with Survivor Melbourne production about the episode 2. So again, thank you all so much and have a great rest of your night.
Cheers.